But despite its ubiquity,
the first step is always the most difficult.
Grief is the other side of the coin of love. We cannot grieve for that which we do not love. There is an adaptive aspect of going through the pain of the process of grief when we realize that we have lost something deeply precious to us that constituted our world, whether it's, a parent or a friend or a sibling or an aspect of your own identity.
This is Britt Ray. She's a Canadian researcher at Stanford School of Medicine, where she studies the connection between climate change and our mental health.
Wow!
She also wrote a book called Generation Dread. It's about what it means to live with ecological anxiety, not as an abstract idea, but as something you feel in your chest every day.
That's interesting.
In no particular order.
She doesn't shy away from the hard parts. And as you'll hear later, she didn't arrive at this work by accident.
Are behaving as if they believe this war will be over quite quickly.
The process of grieving allows us to relearn the world and how it has changed.
The age of change is upon us.
After that which was precious to us is now gone, lost, annihilated. We must move on.
The seeds of chaos were sown.
In this situation, somehow. Even though it's not a situation that would ever be of our choosing. And the way that we can shore ourselves up and find some direction and coherence in times that are otherwise massively destabilizing is through
dominant culture and values.
Fundamentals are rapidly reasserting themselves.
That it's constructed.
At the Center for the Study of Existential Risk.
It's not linear.
And you, which path will you choose?
In fact, we've worked out a very elaborate conspiracy called popular culture.
I don't place any faith in the word hope. As Ben Franklin said, people who live on hope die of starvation.
And plunged global civilization into anarchy.
And that it changes. Because we see that.
But what if the loss isn't a family member or a friend? What if the thing that you're grieving is a place, a farm, a river, a whole valley?
Through what grief affords.
But there's always somebody behind the wheel.
Right now, so much of the planet is under pressure. Industry, extraction, a warming climate. And for a lot of people, these aren't headlines. They're lived experiences. They're home.
The progress of the future.
More and more, people are finding themselves in a kind of mourning that doesn't have a clear ritual. No funeral, no condolences, no clear way to talk about what's been taken. Sometimes it's watching a glacier recede or standing at a river that once ran thick with salmon and finding it empty. It's that quiet ache, like something familiar is slipping and you're not sure how to hold on to it. Some people call it ecological grief.
Ecological grief is this multifaceted experience that comes from confronting ecological losses, the loss of a coastline that is precious to you and your people, a place of home, it could be loss of species as they perhaps go extinct, but it can also be losses of your own identity, of cultural practices.
Like, oh my God, how did that happen? Well, obviously because of nonlinear dynamics.
The most popular model for grieving those who are dying or have already died is the Kubler-Ross 5 stages of grief. Here, this says that in no particular order, it's not linear, and yet it is a cycle of different stages we will go through. It looks like denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. and that we move through these steps of recognizing the change that has occurred and the loss that we've been forced to live through in some order of these stages.
With an emphasis on irreversible.
Those are over.
The Kubler-Ross model is not the perfect framework for ecological grief.
That is not at all what ecological grief is. We are not all dying together on planet Earth in 2039.
At least for 6 months.
We are so lucky because we see that. So I think being born...
Now I am not so sure.
And facing that together and somehow collectively denying it and then bargaining for our continued future and getting depressed about it and, finding some acceptance and so on. That's just not the situation, which is why climate psychologists have critiqued it heavily and said, we can't use it for eco-grief. We need something else.
Yet, beneath this veneer of advancement,
we may not be all dying together on a fixed timeline, but we are living through profound loss. The loss of land, species, identity. And it's through these experiences of loss that ecological grief begins to take shape.
It's been attributed to a dozen different people, but something like civilization is 3 square miles away from anarchy.
It's a bit like psychotherapy, You've got someone who's really depressed and you basically got to move them gradually into another state of being.
This is the kind of story we need right now. The news has been so...
And we'll ask a bigger question. In this Anthropocene era, what comes next, beyond ecological grief?
The calming of the mind is the first step. And of course, in some ways, the first step is always the most difficult.